is a family exclusive. Number one sports community organization in the world. Second to none. I know what it is. I had to do this.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on? You have welcomed yourselves into the world of the unlimited. Oh my goodness. I'm Senator Robinson, the fire starters in the building. Welcome to Rise Up Unlimited Radio Show. Sponsored by WDAP Radio and TV Entertainment Group. Yes, if you have not clicked or you have not liked or subscribed, click that button. Click, and subscribe. Yeah, make sure you do that right now. By the way, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and I want to thank WDAP Radio and TV for having me. This is always a pleasure, always a blessing every week to be able to do this. This is a phenomenal thing. I'm super excited, super excited. We have I have my guy from Friday nights. I'd watch Friday out on a gold or NFL enthusiast. He's a Cowboys fan, even though I'm not really fond of the Cowboys. Nevertheless, he is from that star state down there in Texas. My guy, Paso, we do shows together. How to do? Marcus, what's up?
What's going on, Ken folk? Man, you breaking up there, man. I just got like half of my introduction, but I'll take it. It sounded like it was pretty good, man. So I'll take it, man.
Oh yeah. Let's
breaking up on me. You're breaking up on me in a minute, man. How's everybody? I hope everybody's doing okay. Man, I think Buffalo, man. I think y'all done sent some weather down here, man. It's we got snow in El Paso, man. The whole state of Texas is frozen over, man. So
is it?
Yeah, man. It's cold as hell over. I had to dig out the truck and get out the shovels and all kind of stuff, man. I feel like I'm back in Fort Drum, New York, man.
Well, it's all good. And you know what? As far as breaking up, I mean, try to get some corners this year so y'all can break some stuff up.
I don't know what we'll do. We'll let you have one of our wide receivers since you only got one.
I love it. Yeah. Listen, you know what? We love it. We love the fire start. This is the way unlimited. You never know how it's gonna go. It's an unlimited show, right? You never know which way it may go. But guess what? It's time to cue up that music so we can get into sports highlights today. Sports highlights. Let's get ready to go. Listen. If you did not watch the Lakers game last night, you watched the Lakers get their tails spanked. We call it getting your cheeks clapped, okay? They got their cheeks clapped by the Denver Nuggets. No longer on a 7-game winning streak. And the news is Anthony Davis has re-aggravated his Achilles tendon again. So there is a question of the day coming up, and I will let you know. But he has re-aggravated his Achilles tendon, okay? He will be out. They don't know how long, but he'll be out for the next couple of games. So, Kevin Durant also will be out for 2 as he has a hamstring strain, okay? We'll miss the next. The Suns is one of the games. It's the Lakers game, though. They play the Lakers, and coming. He will be available for game. Will miss the Suns game. All right. Was the first black driver Daytona 500 as that the Daytona 500. It definitely got combustible. Nevertheless, comment section if you know. See if you guys know. I'm not gonna tell you, Marcus. Do you know who the winner was?
I don't.
I know who it was. I know who it is. I'm going to give you about 30 seconds. Go ahead, find out, let me know. If you don't, I'll tell you, nevertheless. But that thing definitely got combustible. Talking about combustible means blowing up. There's somebody in Buffalo blowing up besides the Bills. All right, move over Buffalo, move over Sabres, because the owner's daughter, Pagula's daughter, Jessica Pagula, the daughter of the owner of Sabres, in the quarterfinals of the Australian Open. She 61st ranked in the nation. She beat the 5th ranked Elena Slovenia by 4-3-6-6 game yesterday. The lady is in the quarterfinals. Don't you love it? She'll be facing ranked Jennifer Brady coming up on the next that she has. Phenomenal. Shout out to the Pagulas, right? Shout out to Austria watching her right now at the Australian Open right now, watching her. Marcus, I'm looking for that face. I know that face is coming. His face is probably like, I don't want.
I know.
That.
I saw it. I saw it. You know. I mean,
yeah,
you know, you were. Some people were gifted with. You know, they're gifted. You got a bunch of families out there that got people doing other stuff. You know. So congratulations to her. See that she's repping. Repping Buffalo. I love to see stuff like that, man. Positivity in any form, you know. I believe in supporting positivity, and when people are doing positive things for the community, representing, you know, she could have been, a homebody living off of mommy and daddy's fame, but she's out there doing her own thing. So you got to respect that, you know. So congratulations to her. The next generation of tennis stars coming up, you know. The Williams sisters are kind of getting long in the tooth. Maria Sharapova and you know, people like that. So to see, you know, the next generation of people coming up, and then especially, you know, a local talent like that, then, you know, I love to see stuff like that too. So kudos to her.
Absolutely. By the way, nobody got the answer to the Daytona 500 question. The answer is Michael McDowell. Michael McDowell. For the first time.
Michael McDonald? Michael McDonald?
McDowell. Michael McDowell.
Okay.
Yep.
Not Yama be there. Not Yama be there. Michael McDonald. Michael. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. More headlines to talk about. Griffin to sit as the Pistons multi-trade. Buyout options. Oh boy. Pistons having some issues here. Blake Griffin looking to get traded. The Cavs won't play Andre Drummond. These players, man, in all these trades, they want trades left and right. Everybody want to leave when the situation gets bad. They don't want to stay in the places that they're in. Do you think that the league is allowing this player development, this player involvement movement too much? Are they allowing them to have too much say-so? Yes or no? That's the question of the day. Do you think these leagues are allowing players to have too much say-so? All right. That's the question. One of the questions of the day here. All right. Speaking of UCF, Gene Malzahn will be named the new coach. By the way, tell me before you at UCF. All right. Put it in the comment section if you know. All right. Or call up. I see my guy here. I see my brother here from Las Vegas, Nevada. He has the sports angle, the angle on everything, on NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB. He's sitting over there with the cool Jimmy Neutron hair, and Akko modern life look. My guy, the phenomenal, aka my guy, Akko Kelly. What's up?
What's going on, man? By the way, I knew the answer to your question because I watched the Daytona 500 last night, and I'm wearing a Daytona 500 shirt. So Michael McDowell, 13 years in the sport, finally gets his first win. Props to him. But man, I'm doing good, Andre. Marcus, I know you're here too.
What's going on? What's popping?
Nothing much, man. Just gonna talk about sports with y'all.
Absolutely. Now we're gonna finish up these highlights by telling you in the NBA there is some games to watch tonight. All right, 9 o'clock, we got the Philadelphia 76ers and the Utah Jazz. Will the Jazz tell the Sixers to take note, or will the Sixers be letting the Jazz know that they're the best team in the league and not the Utah Jazz? We got the Miami Heat and the LA Clippers coming up tonight too as well. All right. That is your NBA action. Those are the most important games. I'm not getting into every game because we got a whole lot to talk about. All right. So thank you very much. That was sports and highlights for today. We have some hot sports topics coming up. And by the way, if you have not watched Monday Night Madness, it's coming up 5 p.m. Today. Make sure you tune in to Monday Night Madness. We are going to get into a whole on the show, including TakeOver NXT last night for the last 20 minutes of the show. We got to talk about it. All right. Now, our hot topics for today include the NFL honors. And I want to start off this debate here because I got the alpha in here. I got Rocco Kelly in here, guys who know how to debate very well. Myself, the fire starter. You guys watch the NFL honors. There is some questions on the Defensive Player of the Year. So let's start off with that. Defensive Player of the Year was won by Aaron Donald. But there are people that are saying that TJ Watt should have won. I want to hear legitimately who has the best debate on this. Which guy should have won? And if you both agree, tell me why. I'm going to start with Marcus the Alphabet.
Well, my co-host on the Alphabets football show, me and her, we've gone back and forth with this to nauseum. I felt like it should have been Aaron Donald. Now, I get it. TJ had better overall stats, but I feel like he played with a better overall defense. And in a 3-4 defense, a 3-4 outside linebacker, his sole responsibility is pass rush. That's it. That's what his job is, to go get sacked. So it's like a cornerback having more interceptions than a linebacker. If that linebacker, if a cornerback has, let's say he has six interceptions in the season, and the linebacker has 4, and they're like, well, yeah, he had more interceptions than him. He's supposed to have more because he's a cornerback. A cornerback's primary job is to play on the outside and stop a wide receiver. So he's going to get more opportunities to do that. Aaron Donald is in the middle of the defense getting double, triple, and quadruple team. And if you don't believe me, go to my inbox and I'll send you pictures of it. And he's getting double, triple, and quadruple team by centers, guards, running backs, tackles, fullbacks. That's what he's getting. And he's still managing double-digit sacks. Okay? So it's just Aaron Donald, theoretically, he can win it every single year. TJ plays with better players, Bud Dupree, Minka Fitzpatrick, Cam Hayward, Devin Bush. It's like, come on. And even the backup linebacker before he got hurt, Shivani or whatever his name was, he even had a great year. So when you're surrounded by better time, besides Jalen Ramsey, who's the other all-star player that Aaron Donald plays with? I'll wait. Give me another really good player that he has in the front 7 playing with him. Without Aaron Donald, the Rams defense is like bottom 8. So it's Aaron Donald. He won it. He should have won it. He can probably win it every year, and hopefully they get some more talent around him to really show his skill. So JJ Watt got online, making comments. Oh, my brother got cheated. Well, you know what? If you feel that bad about it, then go join him in Pittsburgh. Go help your brother out, and you can maybe help him next season. But yeah, he definitely should have did it. He should have got it. So congratulations to Aaron Donald.
All right, Rocco Kelly, what's up? What's up? I want to hear what you got to say.
Well, I'm going to state the obvious here that Aaron Donald is the best defensive player in the NFL. But I want to ask this question. Was TJ Watt's stats inflated because of how great the Steelers' defense was? Because that is an argument you can make. The Steelers' defense was one of the best in the NFL, so of course the main guy is going to get a lot of the credit for it. Aaron Donald, look, they have Michael Brockers, they have Leonard Floyd who came from the Bears, but to Marcus's point, they don't have star after star after star after star. Aaron Donald is the guy, the face of the franchise in LA. So Aaron Donald obviously should have gotten the award, but I want to give credit to Xavier Howard from Miami. Like, if there's any corner that does get some accolades from me, Xavier Howard should get that praise. I mean, Marcus, you agree or disagree with that? Like, Xavier Howard, one of the best defensive backs in the NFL.
He's one of the best, but I don't have him in my. I don't even have him in my top 3. I would take Jalen Ramsey over him. I would take Trayvon Diggs over him. I would take, and we're talking are we just talking corners? Or are we talking secondary as a whole? Because
defense, cornerbacks, corners,
just straight cornerbacks. I would take Jalen Ramsey, and I would definitely take Trey White from the Bills over him. But he's a hell of a player, and he's another one who has a great. Somebody on the other side of him in Byron Jones. I've seen Byron Jones. He used to play with my Cowboys. So a lot of times, who you play with matters. This goes back to the age-old debate, with I have with a lot of my Cowboys fans, who was a better running back, Emmitt Smith or Barry Sanders? And I say Barry Sanders. And when I say that, they nearly disown me for being a Cowboys fan. Who you play with matters. If you put Barry Sanders behind the Cowboys line, I mean, Barry Sanders hit a 2,000-yard season. Have been with that line. So that, not to take anything away from TJ Watt, he's an incredible player, very disruptive, one of the better defensive players in the league. But I just think that Aaron Donald does more for his team considering what's around him.
I absolutely agree. Aaron Donald, the best defense player in the NFL. Let's kick it back to Andre.
Yeah, what's your thoughts, guys, out there that's tuning in right now? Obviously, you have entered into the land of the unlimited. Obviously, this is Rise Up Unlimited Radio Show, brought to you by WDAP Radio. Click and subscribe if you have not. We are talking about the NFL honors right now. Who should have won the Defensive Player of the Year, TJ Watt or Aaron Donald? My answer is simple. No, it's not. I'm lying. I just lied for the first time on radio. I lied. It's not that simple. TJ Watt had 43 solo tackles. That stands out to me. As a hybrid defensive end / linebacker who could play at the line or play at the outside linebacker position, that stands out to me. That doesn't usually happen. That stat there is a monstrous stat. And for those who say, well, TJ Watt has this person and this person and this person on the team. Well, I could have swore that the Pittsburgh Steelers had 2 big-time name players injured this year during the season. Right? I could have swore that 2 people were injured, right? Bud Dupree was injured?
Yeah.
Okay. Devin Bush was injured?
Yeah.
So with that, I wouldn't say that TJ Watt had a whole bunch of people on this team. I'd say,
were they hurt the whole season?
No, they weren't hurt this whole season. But here's where my Libra scale comes. My Libra scale comes in on the fact of competition. Now, the Pittsburgh. I had the pleasure of looking up TJ Watt's sack history this year. That against terrible. Terrible teams don't always measure terrible defense or offense. But let's be clear. You're not terrible You're not terrible just because majority of the time one side of the ball is terrible. You're terrible because majority of the time you've got inefficiency probably for the most part. Okay. I've seen their schedule, and their schedule is kind of weak. Now people will say, well, you can only play who you have in front of you. Well, I say if that's the case, then you need to ball out harder with the people that's in front of you then. You got to ball out even harder. I mean, I think TJ Watt kind of got snubbed, but I also understand why Aaron Donald is the defensive player of the year. I mean, there is pictures. There is evidence out there that this guy is legitimately taking 3 people on the offensive line at once and still getting 2 quarterbacks quite easily as a defensive tackle. That's a 0 tech, 1 tech type of guys. I'm not upset with that. I'm not upset at all. You can put it in the comment section how you feel.
Aaron Donald's actually a 3 tech. He plays the same position. He plays the same position that Warren Sapp played. He is a off tackle. He's
off tackle, correct?
The off tackle.
One tech is right over the center, correct?
No, that's a 1 tech is right over. The 1 tech's right. The nose tech is a nose guard. That would be your big body guys. He's a 3 tech, which is basically a pass rushing defensive tackle. But his primary concern at the defensive line. This is what I need people to understand that fight with me about this. A defensive tackle's job is like a offensive tackle's job.
His job up the run. It's the plug up the hole.
It's not just that. His job is to keep offensive linemen off of his linebackers, so his linebackers can flow to the ball. So
absolutely.
Yeah. So people, you got to understand there's 2 different jobs. Even though they're in the defense, their roles are totally different. His job first and foremost is to keep offensive guards and centers off of his linebackers.
Absolutely. We got some comments. The year that he rushed for over 2,000 yards. That year, 97.
Okay. And as good as that Lions offensive line was, did they have a nickname? The Great Wall, like the Great Wall of Dallas. That I would dare say that the offensive line. I mean, if we're gonna venture off to that, I would dare say that offensive line for the Cowboys is one of the best offensive lines in history. They blocked the all-time leading rusher in history, 18,000 yards. So yeah, I don't even think it's close. But that's neither here nor there.
Okay, so Trust Ravens, what's going on? Everybody that's tuned in too. Trust Ravens said Steelers Bengals, who they lost without Burrow. I think that Bengals game hurt his stock. Hey, Ada, what's up from this 904? What up, Jacksonville? Shout out to you for tuning in too. So we just got finished talking about Defensive Player of the Year. We got another one to talk about. Why not? We got another one to talk about before we get into this quarterback carousel conversation. There was some discrepancy on who should be Comeback Player of the Year. Let's talk about it. Obviously, the Comeback Player of the Year was Alex Smith this year. But there are people saying that another Steelers quarterback was robbed, and that would be Ben Roethlisberger. Put it in the comment section. Who do you think should have won this Comeback Player of the Year? Should it have been Alex Smith or Ben Roethlisberger? I'm going to start with you, Rocco, on this one.
I'm honestly surprised this is even a question. I mean, Alex Smith with his injury and all the rehab and everything he had to do to come back. I mean, if anyone has seen the documentary about his comeback, you will know that all the struggles and all the trauma and everything he had to overcome just to get back to walking let alone being on the field. Understand that Alex Smith took the Washington football team to the playoffs. I don't care that they were below 500. The fact that he got them to the playoffs is an accomplishment in itself. Ben Roethlisberger was nice, but when you think about the story of Alex Smith, this shouldn't even be a question. Alex Smith should be comeback player of the year, and that should be final.
Well, they weren't under 500 with Alex Smith playing, by the way. I just want to put that out there. Alex Smith was 5-1 this year as a starter. Go ahead, Marcus the Alphabets. It's on you.
To me, it's a no-brainer. Again, my co-host, Miss Ramona Die Die, we go back and forth with this, but even she agreed with me on this. I think Alex Smith had more to overcome. He had way more to overcome. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger, what was his elbow? I mean, that's not. It was his elbow on his throwing arm. Mm-hmm. And while I think that for him to be able to come back from that it wasn't life-threatening or limb-threatening. I mean, Alex Smith nearly lost his leg. I'll tell anybody to go Google it and look at his leg afterwards. I mean, they were talking about amputating his leg. That's how bad it was. So to do that and then to come back and win the division, it was the NFC East, and the NFC East has been terrible the past 2 years. But to come back and to hold that team together and give them steady quarterback play, especially with how terrible Dwayne Haskins was, who they ended up giving away for peanuts. I think to me it was a no-brainer. It was a no-brainer for me. So congratulations to Alex Smith.
All right, I agree. I think it's Alex Smith definitely, but people will say, well, you shouldn't get awards based upon stories. I think it's a little crazy, but we're gonna get to the comment section. Nevertheless, I want to read some of these comments. Ramona Dye said that season they had a great O-line. He's talking about the Detroit Lions. They lost 3 linemen the following year. Nope, Smith deserved it. 0, no discrepancy at all. Alex Smith, clear cut, dry. Now, if the Redskins ain't make the playoffs, then maybe, but Smith deserved it. Not the first inquiry Ben had. Let's be clear. He hasn't really taken care of his body. Obviously, Marcus Betts can't see my text. I said you can't see his text.
I see you, Mona. After this is over, me and you, me and Mona have actually we've gone back and forth with this. She knows how I feel. That she gonna talk smack to me. I expect no less from her.
Well, speaking of talking smack, get ready because Rise Up Unlimited, the network show, is coming back out February 20th, where you will get to hear Ramona Dye, Marcus Betts, the Ignorant Thinker, Dennis Holmes, and myself, the Firestarter, talk a whole lot of smack as we get real unlimited as the unlimited world expands. All right. 17 injuries, said Trust Ravens. You'd be a fool to
surgeries. 17 surgeries.
Yeah, I'm sorry, surgeries. Yep. 17 surgeries. You'd be a fool to think anyone else deserved it. Smith deserved it. Not to mention the whole Haskins it show. Okay. Yep. He had the same O-line Alex Smith had. Right. All right. With that being said, there is one more NFL honors, and I think we got a couple minutes before we go to break. So we'll get into this one real quick, and it is the Offensive Player of the Year. There's a discrepancy, and there's some conversation going on that Derrick Henry should not have won Offensive Player of the Year, even though he had 2,141 yards of total scrimmage yards, 17 total touchdowns, and became the 8th player or 8th member in the NFL's 2,000-yard club as he rushed for 2,027 yards. The discrepancy is that they feel Stephon Diggs should have won Offensive Player of the Year. I'm going to pass this one over to Rocco Kelly first for comments because I'm sure I know by that chuckle, I know what Marcus Betts, the Alphabets, is thinking. So go ahead, Rocco Kelly.
All right, I'll answer this question with one simple answer. Did Stephon Diggs have 2,000 yards receiving? Did Stephon Diggs have 25 touchdowns this year? No. Look, Stephon Diggs is the best wide receiver in the NFL, but not Offensive Player of the Year. I mean, honestly, I was surprised they didn't give it to the golden boy Aaron Rodgers like they would have. That's what I assumed they were going to do, was give it to good old Aaron Rodgers. But, Derrick Henry, 2,000 yards rushing. I'm happy for him. Congrats. But Stephon Diggs, absolutely not. I mean, great wide receiver, but not Offensive Player of the Year. Come on now.
I think I just did a really good job while you're trying to incite. You are to incite the fire starter, aren't you, Ian Rick Kelly? You keep mentioning my guy, Aaron Rodgers. I swear, I'm going to probably turn into a dragon tail. You know what, Marcus Betts? Go ahead.
Oh my gosh, man! This really okay. Did Stephon Diggs have an incredible year? Yes, he did, and I think he should have been in the conversation. Definitely should have been in the conversation. But there are some teams that because they have a little success, they start smelling their own. He didn't deserve to be Offensive Player of the Year. There's been 8 men in the 100-year history. I'm sorry, the 101-year history of the NFL that have run for 2,000 yards. 8 men in the history of the NFL have run for 2,000 yards. Okay, 8 in the 100-year history. I want to reiterate that. Okay, that's history. Derrick Henry I'd say this all the time in the Rise Up groups. I say it on my show. Derrick Henry is a unicorn. Without Derrick Henry, the Tennessee Titans are a 4 or 5 win team. He is 80% of their offense. And that's not to take away from Stephon Diggs. 1,500 yards. How many times have we seen a guy have 1,500 yards in history? So.
Wait, for the people who are listening, Marcus, do you know all 8 people who have ran for 2,000 yards?
I do. I had it on my show. The other day. O.J. Simpson, who did it in 14 games. Barry Sanders. Who else? CJ2K, Chris Johnson, Adrian Peterson, Derrick Henry, Jamal Lewis. That's 6. And I can't think of the other 2.
Did you say Terrell Davis?
Terrell Davis, and there's one more. Who's the last one? Eric Dickerson, who's the all-time single-season run. That's 8 men. There's been a whole bunch of people, wide receivers, that have had 1,500-yard seasons. Just because you haven't seen one in Buffalo doesn't mean. But I do believe that he deserved at least consideration and some votes. Now, to not get any votes, but Derrick Henry is a one-man game. That's what he is. So, yes, he deserved it. And Stephon Diggs, I don't agree with you as far. He was the best receiver in the league this season. I don't think Stephon Diggs is the best receiver in the league. Consistently, I think I would take Devontae Adams over him. I think I would take DeAndre Hopkins over him with good quarterback play. Now, the other thing too, we're looking at who you.
I heard you swallow before you was about. Go ahead, Marcus, and say what you was about to just say.
What was
quarterback? What? Say it. Huh? Say it, Marcus.
Say what now?
Say it. Quarterback. What? Go ahead and say what you about to say.
Quarterback play. You had good quarterback play this year. I have no issue, guys. I tell you, I call balls and strikes. If it's good or bad, I call it. Okay.
I want you to say, hold on, watch this. I want you to say right here on the Rise Up Unlimited, on the Unlimited radio show, that Josh Allen is a great quarterback.
He's not a great quarterback. Look,
Say,
hold on.
Whoa.
Wait, Marcus.
Whoa.
Hey, Marcus, hold on. I got this.
Hang on.
I got this.
Great means great. You know what I can. You know what part of greatness? To me,
I know. I know, Marcus. I tried it, right? I tried it.
Doing it for 1 year.
And he's a really good quarterback, Marcus.
He's a good quarterback.
You know
right.
what? He couldn't.
Hey, Andre, let me say something. John Allen is not a great quarterback. Josh Allen is a really good quarterback. There you go.
Who did I say? I said Josh Allen.
No, you said John Allen, my friend. That's why I said John Allen is not a great quarterback.
Well, John Allen isn't a quarterback at all. But Josh Allen, that Josh Allen, that boy, that Dr. Allen that they call, yeah, he's a really good quarterback.
Who calls him?
Me and Marcus Betts can go back and back.
Who calls him Dr. Allen besides people in Western and besides people in Western New York?
You know what? Well, it got to start somewhere. Marcus, it got to start somewhere, darn it. Now you just stop being so picky. You being petty, right on air, being petty, talking about something. Who calls them that? It got to start somewhere. By the way, before we go on break, I have to say this real quick because Marcus asked the question. He said, "How many wide receivers have had over 1,500 yards?" Well, I have the answer. You ready to hear all of them? It's real simple. Calvin Johnson, Julio Jones, Jerry Rice, Antonio Brown, Isaac Bruce, Charlie Hennigan, Marvin Harrison, Torrey Holt, Herman Moore, Josh Jordan, Jimmy Smith, Torrey Holt, Randy Moss, Demaryius Thomas, Michael Irving, David Boston, Lance Alford.
Yeah, we get it. There's been like 47 people.
You want to keep going? Rob Moore, Wes Welker.
Yeah, like 47 people.
Steve Smith, Roy Green. No, I can keep going. Victor Cruz, DeAndre Hopkins.
Do you see what I mean? So whenever you start getting beside yourselves, and because that's the best you've seen in your particular team.
Oh yeah, Reggie Wayne and Brandon Marshall.
So how many is that altogether?
40.
47.
Is it
47?
It's 47.
Yeah.
I think 47 is a little bit more than 8.
Right.
Let's also include the fact that we had a 1,700-yard guy last year.
So like I tell you guys all the time, just because it's the best you've ever had, doesn't mean it's the best. Okay? Because I have a Chrysler 300 that looks like a Bentley, and they call it a baby Bentley, and it looks like a baby Bentley. But like Cat Williams says, it looks like a Bentley until you pull it up next to a Bentley. A Corvette's a really nice sports car, right? It's really nice. I love Corvettes. They're really nice. But if I said I'll give you a Ferrari or a Bugatti, okay? So if I give you the Corvette, that's what Stephon Diggs is. He's a Corvette. He's a Corvette for the Buffalo Bills.
All right. Now, with that being said, since we talk about Corvettes, we're going to dance right to a commercial break, by the way. Corvette. We'll dance right to a commercial break. You are in the world of Unlimited. Rise Up Unlimited radio show.
DAP Multimedia Group consists of DAP Entertainment, Buffalo's WDAP Radio, DAP Multimedia Group Television Network, DAPtv, and DAP Media and Mentoring Program. Now airing on DAPtv every Tuesday at 7 p.m. is the Diva Talks Live show. New shows for 2021 coming soon. If you would like to be a sponsor of a television or radio show, or perhaps just advertise with us, give us a call at 716-748-5977. DAP Multimedia Group, providing all of your multimedia and entertainment needs.
As the fire's hot around here, it's getting hot in here, and Nelly ain't around. The fire starters around though. Andre the Torch Robinson here with my good brothers, Rise Up Family Brothers. I got Rocco Kelly in the building, and I have Marcus the Alphabets from Friday night's Alphabet Show, and I got my man again, Rocco Kelly from Sports Angle radio show in Las Vegas. Man, we got some we got some great topics that we've discussed so far, but we have some more to discuss, by the way, as we discuss JJ Watt. Okay, we're going to turn it up. All right, we're going to turn up a little bit. Who wants to turn the Watts up on the show? Well, we about to do just that. JJ Watt, where's he going? Marcus.
If he's smart, there's two teams that I think that would be the best fit for him. I think going to Pittsburgh, he would be the first man ever to play with two of his brothers. As you know, on the Pittsburgh Steelers, they have Derek Watt and they have TJ Watt. I believe if you put JJ Watt next to his brother on defense, TJ Watt, I believe the Pittsburgh Steelers would be the number one defense in the league. When they get back all of the players that got hurt, when they do that, I think they would be another team that I think that would really help. I think the Kansas City Chiefs, the Steelers, and the Green Bay Packers. I think if he went to the Green Bay Packers, now here's the thing. I don't think that this is a hard thing to say because the teams are going to have to weigh in how much to pay him, and they're also going to have to weigh in his role on the team. At this stage in his career, when you consider the injuries that he's had, I don't think that he's a 60 down player anymore. I just don't. He's been in the league. This is going on his 11th year, drafted number 11 overall. Hell, I wanted him. I think number 13 in 2011.
I think the Cowboys drafted a tackle named Tyron Smith.
They did, and we this worked out pretty good for us. That worked out pretty good for us too. But I think Pittsburgh would be an incredible. I think that would be incredible because in Pittsburgh, basically what he could do, he plays the same position as Cam Hayward. So him and Cam Hayward, I think it would extend both of their careers. I think that would be absolutely outstanding. So that's who I think. But if he wants to stay in the state of Texas, I'll take him. No state income tax. Just saying. What do you think, Rocco?
Lobbying.
Well, I'm going to go with two choices that most people haven't even had in the conversation. The first one is a team that would actually fit in terms of scheme, and that's the Tennessee Titans.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee Titans, in terms of defense, play a very similar scheme to what J.J. Watt did in Houston. Understand that they need an edge rusher. Tennessee Titans need somebody on the edge.
Rocco, can I ask you a question? Is your other team an AFC North team?
Actually, no. It's in the AFC East.
Oh, surprising. Go ahead.
Because I'm not going with Pittsburgh. I'm not going with Green Bay. My show is about the sports angle and giving you an angle you haven't heard before. Ooh. So I'm going to say he goes down to New Jersey, and he goes to a team that will be willing to pay him a good amount of money. And I'm saying the New York Jets.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, we all know the New York Jets love to spend money on overrated defensive ends. They've done it how many times over the last 20 years?
I got you. Can I just respond to that, Rocco?
Go ahead.
Do you know what JJ Watt's career earnings are?
I know you're going to tell me.
It's close to $250 million. At this stage, like I told you before, at this stage, when you look at a lot of players at this stage in their career, especially superstar players that don't have a championship, money is the last thing on their mind.
I was about to say
the last one. Yeah. No one would voluntarily go to the New York Jets. They just if he's going to go to the Jets, he could have stayed in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to win a ring. That's what these guys at the end of their career.
If he wants to win a ring, go down to Tennessee. I mean, we saw with Derrick Henry, that defense has already been built really solid. They need an edge rusher. So my main primary is the Tennessee Titans. I think he'd be a perfect fit for them.
Okay.
So I have a couple options. Actually, the Green Bay Packers have talked to J.J. Watt's agent, by the way. It is reported that Green Bay has talked to J.J. Watt's agent. So they are looking to get J.J. Watt. If it happens, I will just say I could have swore I mentioned this months ago about J.J. Watt coming back home, and folks looked at me funny. That's fine. Happens in sports talk. If that happens, that will be great for the Packers fans, I'm sure. Now, there is another destination, which is the Buffalo. Obviously, the Buffalo Bills are lobbying for J.J. Watt. I mean, they got people doing donations, the whole 9 yards. You got receivers calling him out. You got people who played for the Bills, and Andre Reed calling for J.J. Watt to come to Buffalo. But there's also another team that has not been mentioned. And I think Rocco Kelly mentioned the Titans. I'm going to mention the Colts.
I mean, the Colts would be a really good option. I mean, I'm looking at scheme fit because a lot of people, when they're talking about J.J. Watt, tend to forget that a scheme is one of the most important aspects in the game. The Titans, he would fit well there. The Colts, he would fit well there. But to me, with the Buffalo Bills, I said this on a show very recently. Would he fit in the Bills system? Because I've made the argument in the past that I don't know if he would. Because that Bills defense is very different scheme-wise than what they had in Houston.
Well, I don't think it's just a scheme either. I think who he's playing with also. You can have a great scheme, but if you don't have the players to do it, everybody watched the Super Bowl. Everybody watched the Kansas City Chiefs get annihilated in the Super Bowl. And every team that plays the Kansas City Chiefs from here on out is going to try to do the same thing. But you know why it's not going to happen? Because you got to have the personnel to do it. You got to have the people. You got to have the horses to do it. And everybody don't have them horses to do it. So I think there's I think the Colts could definitely I think the Colts, how they play, definitely. I think with that blitzing style, with the guys that they had, those pass rushers that they have with Green Bay. Look, Green Bay didn't lose the game because of their defense. They lost the game because the dumbasses went and drafted a backup quarterback in the first round instead of a wide receiver. But that's neither here nor there. And Dre, I'm sure you'll probably agree with me on that.
Also Alan Lazard, but what do I know?
Well, yeah, I'm saying exactly. Well, again, who would have helped? We're getting off subject, but just while we're on it, who would have helped the Green Bay Packers more this season?
The referees,
Justin Jefferson or Jordan Love? T. Higgins.
That's not even a question.
T. Higgins or Jordan Love? Chase Claypool or Jordan Love? Those are all of the wide receivers that they passed up.
No. That's not all of them.
I'm saying the big name.
Denzel Mims too.
Denzel Mims, Brandon Ayuk. Hell, they could have moved up. They could have moved up and got CeeDee Lamb. We got CeeDee Lamb at 17.
Well, see, here's the biggest problem with Green Bay is that I know exactly what they're doing, and Andre, you know exactly what they're trying to do.
Yeah,
they're trying to replicate Favre and Rodgers just 15 years later. Yeah. Hey, we're going to draft this guy in the first round, and then we're going to let him sit for a while and develop. I mean, it worked the first time, right? Here's the problem.
Draft and develop stuff doesn't work with everybody, though. And I don't think that Jordan Love is ready. I'm going to be honest with you. But we can.
Here's the thing about Jordan Love. Because, he's in the Mountain West Conference. I just happen to be here in Las Vegas, UNLV, whatever. But Jordan Love is a good quarterback. But was he NFL ready? No. The Green Bay Packers drafted him for 2 years down the road. They drafted him for 3 years down the road.
Okay. Now they could have been in the Super Bowl this year with Justin Jefferson. If they draft Justin Jefferson and put him on the other side of Devontae Adams this season, now we saw what Justin Jefferson did with sorry-ass Kirk Cousins. Imagine what Justin Jefferson would be. Hell, it didn't even have to be him. It could have been Brandon Ayuk. It could have been Chase Claypool. Somebody else on the other side of Devontae Adams who can catch and put up points. That was the dumbest move ever, and whoever did that that's neither here nor there. But anyway,
know who did it. GM Bryant. Don't even get me started. Okay, we thought that we was done.
We're
with
about
this.
to have Dre. We're about to have Dre having PTSD right now.
Yeah,
well, hold on. Let's be honest.
Dragon Tail in a minute. Keep talking.
Well, Andre, let's be honest here. The reason why Green Bay lost wasn't because they didn't have a wide receiver. They lost because they had yellow tissues flying up in the air. They had those tissues flying up in the air.
Yeah,
they had receivers with the dropsies. They had receivers with the dropsies like Marquez Valdez, dropsy Sandling, who can't catch a cold in a raptor.
Alan Lazard.
Yeah, you're paining me right now. I feel like I'm literally in pain. I'm shaking.
I'm not even a Packers fan, bro. I'm not even a Packers fan, and that made me so mad when they drafted Jordan Love. And I'm just sitting up there. I'm yelling at the TV, bro. Like I'm a Green Bay Packers fan. That's like how I felt. Like I was literally yelling. You know what I felt like? I felt like I had flashbacks from 1998 when the Cowboys drafted Greg Ellis over Randy Moss. I'm just putting that out there. So I'm gonna
say this. As someone who's a fan of this team right here, I was doing this on draft night.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I bet you was. All right, now done talking about the Packers and J.J. Watt, okay? We said we was turning it up, and y'all turning up my physical ailments right now. This is not what we do in the land of the unlimited, okay? We do not turn up people's physical ailments with the inefficiencies of folks' teams. By the way, Josh Bailey, I see you out there, brother. Anytime, man. Anytime you want to come on, let us know. I know you're a Packers fan too, so I know this is hurting your feelings like it's hurting mine. Kellen for the culture, what up? What's going on with you? Let's talk about this quarterback carousel real quick with the few minutes we got left. But I want to put a couple questions out there for everybody that's tuned in. Questions of the day, all right? The questions of the day is, can the Lakers win a title without AD? Because he keeps having these Achilles issues, okay? My second question is, which receiver is not a number one first ballot Hall of Famer? Megatron, Reggie Wayne, Ocho Cinco, or Andre Johnson, okay? Those are the questions of the day. Put them in the comment section. We got quarterbacks to talk about, okay? So as we talk about the quarterback carousel, let me know if you agree with this. The lock starters for these teams are Kansas City obviously will keep Mahomes. The Bills will obviously keep Allen. Herbert will stay with the Chargers. Jackson will stay with the Ravens. Tannehill will stay with the Titans. Brady will stay with the Bucks. Mayfield with the Browns. Burrow with the Bengals. Daniel Jones with the Giants. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. Locke with the Broncos. Now, there was two other ones on here, and shout out to my guy, Ace the MVP. He had Wilson in the Seahawks, but as we know, Wilson and the Seahawks, it's teetering. All right. And then also Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence's injury may cause Trevor Lawrence the first overall pick going to Jacksonville. I've heard reports that he may slide all the way down to under 10 in the draft.
No, the Jets will bite. If he's there at 2, the Jets will bite because they tanked for him.
All right. So those are the starters that we have locked, I guess, locked in. Now we have some likely to return. All right. Tua's likely to return with the Miami Dolphins. I don't think Derek Carr is likely to return with the Raiders.
He's not returning.
Dak Prescott likely to return with the Cowboys. I got some yes and some no in the audience.
Yes and some no. I've been reading reports that, and I'm just don't kill the messenger. I've been hearing reports of Dak Prescott for Russell Wilson trades. I've seen that. I have seen that. Dak Prescott for Russell Wilson trades. So we'll see. You know, with the quarterback position, as we all know, there are if you don't have a legit quarterback, you're not going anywhere. We've seen that. We've seen that time and time again. It's been proven. probably accept the only exception to that is Trent Dilfer with the Baltimore Ravens. But if you don't have a decent quarterback, you're not going anywhere. It's just not happening. So I think you'll see a lot more movement with the quarterbacks. I think you'll see a lot more movement. I think the thing that hurts Dak Prescott as far as trading him is the injury that he's coming off of. Now, if he were fully healthy coming off, but the last time we saw him play, we saw his leg, his ankle snapped in half. So I think that would take a little bit of heat off of any type of trade rumors.
All right, so new team. Who this? That's what my guy Ace the MVP said. New team and who this? All right, Bears. Bears quarterback will be. Obviously, it won't be Jared Goff, but that's who he had. But who do you think the Bears quarterback will be? And you got to be quick because we got like 4 minutes left.
All right, with the Chicago Bears, I'll start. I say that their Bears quarterback next year should be Nick Mullins because the Bears do not need to go get an injury-prone Carson Wentz. I hate that move. I think it'd be terrible for them. Nick Mullins, I think he'd be a solid guy for Chicago. Underrated, undervalued, but he can get the job done.
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Beat me.
There's some reports that Ryan Fitzpatrick may go back to Buffalo as a backup. You think Ryan Fitzpatrick should be a backup in Buffalo?
Ryan Fitzpatrick should have been a backup his whole life. Next to Kirk Cousins, that man should be arrested for grand theft larceny, man. All the money that they done stole from franchises.
All right. The 49ers quarterback will be
Marcus. 49ers Mitch Trubisky.
I say Josh Rosen. That'll be their quarterback next year.
Rivers coming out of retirement.
Phillip Rivers coming out. You funny. Phillip Rivers coming out of retirement. Y'all got me dying laughing here. All right. Texans quarterback will be.
Woo, that's hard, man. That's real hard.
Somebody said Teddy Bridgewater.
That's a good answer. I don't think Teddy Bridgewater will be the. I don't think he'll be the quarterback with the Panthers next year. I think that'll be Justin Fields. That's a pretty good answer.
All right, interesting.
Alex Smith. Alex
Smith. Okay, good answer. Lions. We already know who the Lions' new quarterback is. Obviously,
Jared Goff.
R.I.P.
Is what you do when you miss when you get beat in the playoffs or you don't go to the playoffs. Turn to golf. All right. Panthers.
Justin Fields.
Okay. Jets.
The Jets. Wow. The Jets.
Yes,
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Jimmy Garoppolo.
Okay, you said Trevor Lawrence, Rocco?
Trevor Lawrence, he'll drop to the second pick, and the Jets will draft their Wonder Boy.
All right, Saints.
Jameis Winston.
Got to go with Jameis Winston. He has that bakery open in New Orleans now.
Packers.
Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, it's kind of obvious.
Thank you. Somebody said Jordan Love. Ugh, gross.
Stop the madness. Stop it.
Well, he will be the starting quarterback.
Starting to Howard. Don't worry. Monday Night Madness is starting to Howard. Rams. Come on, we got 2 minutes. I think y'all can beat the time.
Matthew Stafford.
Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, it's already Stafford. Colts.
Carson Wentz.
I'm going to go with Jalen Hurts.
What? Jalen Hurts coming off the Eagles?
Absolutely.
Wow. That's interesting. That is very interesting, Sports Angle. By the way, Ramona Dye said Jimmy G is going to New England. Carolina, Deshaun Watson said Kellen for the culture. Falcons.
Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan, $40 million dead cap. They're not going to get rid of him. Well, they can't get rid of him.
Steelers.
Big Ben. Big Ben after a very drastic haircut. He's going to have to take a massive pay cut. Big Ben after a massive pay cut.
Ben Roethlisberger, $41 million cap hit. Can't get rid of him.
I would agree with that. But there is a quarterback who I think probably could have went there. I won't mention his name, but I will tell you that Ace thought it was Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
All right. Eagles.
Jalen Hurts.
Carson Wentz. They can't get rid of him. Dead cap.
He said Cam or Jalen Hurts. Cam Newton, by the way. That's who he's talking about. That Cam. Not the camera in front of us. Right? Not that Cam. But Cam Newton. Washington.
Cam Newton.
Deshaun Watson.
He had Mitchell Trubisky, by the way, folks. All right. He had Mitchell Trubisky here. All right. Well, 2 more to go. Vikings. Don't everybody get quiet when you talk about the Vikings now.
Vikings. Wow, that's tough, man. Vikings. Vikings are gonna have a wow. That's crazy, man. That's really I have no earthly idea. I can't picture anybody going up there.
Kirk Cousins, $66 million contract. When they gave him all that money guaranteed, you're forced to stick with him.
Oh, okay, Sports Angle. Well, I will tell you, somebody said Zach Wilson in the draft.
I'll give you one for the Vikings. Derek Carr.
All right.
Patriots. Last one on the evening.
Jimmy G.
I think this is unanimous. It's Jimmy G, right?
Actually, I'm going to disagree.
Don't get this guy.
I'm going to disagree. I say they're going to go and have Trey Lance, quarterback from North Dakota State, 15th overall.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Interesting. That's very interesting.
For the Patriots, I'm going to say Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton? Oh, Lord. Oh, yeah, I did hear about that last year. Andy Dalton might go to the Patriots. Interesting enough. All right. So there's your quarterback carousel segment, all wrapped up in a nutshell. And who better to do it than these guys right here, the Sports Angle guy, my guy, Rocco Kelly, and my guy, Marcus the Alphabets from the Alphabets Football Talk Show, which will be back on airing April 9th. All right, April 9th. It will be back, season 2. Okay, get ready for the draft. You know they love the draft talk. Everybody loves a little draft talk. All right. So stay tuned to those guys, definitely. And before we go, I just want to put this out here as a local sports update because this is the world of unlimited. A lot of things going on in every community. The 716ers Elite are gearing up for the 7th season as their youth basketball teams in the amateur AAU. It's Amateur Athletic Union. 10 to 18 tryouts will take place on these following dates and locations. All the tryouts will be held at a high school that I coached at, which is Christian Central Academy, CCA. If you want to find out more information on when you can contact Tawan Slaughter at 716-986-3433. All right. Or you can email at 716 the numbers ERS Elite AAU at gmail.com. All right. For further information, go ahead to the www.716erselite.net for more information. All right. And if you have not read the Challenger News, go to challengernews.com. You can get all of that right there. Shout out to the Challenger News. I am your sports writer, sports reporter for the Challenger News as well. Shout out to the lovely David Allen and his wife for having me here on the land of unlimited WDAP radio. Make sure if you have not clicked, make sure you subscribe. Okay. All right. I got my guys here. You see him. You probably will see him later on Monday Night Madness too. All right. Support in 2021. We are all about unity and community. Y'all know what to do. Keep tuning in. Thank you, my guys, for coming in.
Appreciate the invite, man. Anytime I'm here, man.
Most definitely.
See y'all in an hour. Peace. See y'all next.
Yeah. It's a Rise Up Family exclusive. Number one sports community organization in the world. Second to none. I know what it is.